When you think about the market right now, is there any metrics that you weren't looking at 3 months ago that now you're paying a lot more attention to? I know that you've got kind of a pretty thorough process, just given the day job, but also just your personal interest. But like, what is the metric or two when you wake up you look at first, outside of price or something that would be more elementary?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really comes down to like I say three or four things,
Okay.
depending on like how we want to group them. Like first of all, when I wake up though, I'll just look at price, right? I mean, really, you can look at just scroll through your Twitter, Twitter
Yep.
feed and gauge sentiment to see if price went up or down. Kind of like joking when I say that, but really, I'm just check price, see where price is at real quick. If there's a really large move in price, I'll kind of work backwards and say, okay, well, Bitcoin absolutely dumped. Was there some type of bad news that came out? Was it just, some massive leverage wipeout that maybe I had been watching out for over the last couple of days and kind of, look to see if there's anything interesting going on there. Then kind of just move to, I have a couple newsletters I'm subscribed to. Just go through kind of like general market news, just do a quick scroll through on CNBC, see if there's anything substantial and market watch a couple of these different things. And then Twitter, like Twitter is honestly my main, source of information, if you will. I've like, several, I'm a very like, not to sound snobby, I'm just like very selective with who I follow because I like to like go through Twitter and basically have it as kind of like a Bloomberg terminal of sorts where I have different people I follow for different specific things. And then, I can go through and see all the different bits of information that I find valuable from different people that I find insightful. And then, so like, I'll say price, and then, macro slash news. The other thing is obviously derivatives. So I'll use like a Coinalyze, I use Glassnode a little bit. And then I'll go through and kind of look at, what's going on with open interest, what's going on with funding, spot premiums, discounts, did anything crazy happen with quarterlies overnight? I'll go in and look at order books, see if any crazy bids or asks stepped in, and what's going on across the different exchanges there. And then lastly, I'll go through and look at, what's going on from an on-chain perspective. But, obviously not a whole lot from an on-chain perspective because by definition, like we're looking at kind of these broader trends. Not a whole lot really changes day to day. You only really need to check on-chain like once a day because the data updates at 8:30 EST for me because I'm on the East Coast. But it updates at the same time every day. So, I'll just sit there on my computer as soon as it uploads. We're like, all right, go through, check everything, see if anything really changed for the day. Generally, the main stuff that's going to change, if it will, is just like, exchange balances, obviously, like the liquid supply, the size of different cohorts supply, some of those kinds of things. But generally, like, when we're talking about like these like broader oscillators or, some of these kind of metrics that are trying to give you, an edge over like a several month basis. Not a whole lot's really gonna, kind of change day to day. But the derivatives, obviously, and then the news, those are kind of the two things. You get throw order books in there too, but those are the two things that are really kind of like changing constantly throughout the day. I would say the other thing too is like get in a couple really good, group chats because I'm like 50 IQ, so I got to be in all these group chats with all these gigabrains to help me kind of get up to speed, right? And so I'm in like several different group chats with traders or fund managers, etc. That I kind of just sit back. I try to add some value, not just lurk in there, but really I'm kind of in there paying attention, asking questions to other people smarter than me. So I would say like try to form a group of people that you think are smart and ideally smarter than you, and are as excited about the market as yourself, and then just kind of build off each other. I'm very big on the whole like Stephen Covey, I'm gonna completely botch this, but like the output is bigger than the sum of the parts, right? Like if you add, 1 + 1 + 1, it equals 5, right? Because you're combining each, individual's, skill set together. And when you have that kind of synergy between those different parts, especially if you have like, several people in a Telegram or Discord chat that all specialize in something different, where you bring that together and like the kind of aggregated output of the insight you're going to have into the market is much stronger than any of you are going to be able to have individually. So those are some of the things I would say. But again, the group chats and just talking to smart people has really been the biggest thing for me. Podcasts obviously are in there. I keep adding new stuff, but podcasts are in there too. But yeah, again, like talking to smart people is like really the biggest thing, man. And like just asking questions. You'd be surprised how many people are like open-minded. I know it's easy for me to say that because I have a decent sized following, but like, really even when I had like, 2,000 or 3,000 followers, I'd reach out to all kinds of people and just be like, hey, what do you think of this? Maybe you get ghosted like 8 out of 10 times, but 2 out of 10 times is better than 0. So, just keep asking questions and just stay hungry.
Hey, you, did you like this video? Great. We make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.